Well, fall has arrived, so I think it's time to try to get a little further with this project. So, since the last video, I have done basically nothing to this car. This is the 5-speed manual Dodge Caravan, if you didn't know. I did try to pull on it. It didn't really go that well, but we didn't hurt anything too bad. This hood has gotten a lot worse in the, like 6 months since the last video. So in today's video, I'm gonna try to pull the plugs and put some, I know that's what I did in the first video, pull the plugs and put some ATF in there and let that sit. And I've done some digging again, some literal digging, and I have a jack with me, and we're gonna see if maybe I can, there's jack points, yeah, jack point is right here. We're gonna see if I can maybe jack it up a little bit, maybe. So, yeah, got all the supplies here on the big red in this crate. So, I'm gonna get started on that. Well, I have managed to move the car up some, at least this back corner. I haven't gotten the wheel any further off the ground. It just kind of looks like it because I've dug all the dirt out from around it. I think our issue is I think the whole straight axle is underground. I can't really see, but I imagine there's a little bit of resistance there. So yeah, this is going to be quite the endeavor. So let me try to put some ATF in the cylinders now, because I know I can do that. So my plan is I'm going to fill all these with ATF and let it sit for a few days. And then I'm going to try to find the key for this thing. I think I know where it is, but the house it's in is locked, so I got to wait a few days. But once I get it, I'm going to try to stick a battery in it, and we'll see if there's any, anything. There might not be because the wiring's terrible, but there's a chance it might crank or try to crank. See if it has headlights and stuff. So that might be in this video or it might be in the next one. I don't know. But yeah, so I'm going to get these filled and I'll be back once I've done that. Well, I'm not really sure how much transmission fluid actually made it into the spark plug holes, but some of it did. So in a few days, once I get the battery and the key and it still doesn't want to turn over, I'll probably just end up cutting the accessory belts, because I'd say there's a pretty good chance this is locked up and a pretty good chance that's locked up. So there's another guy on YouTube. If you like these old Dodge minivans, there's a guy on YouTube called Minnesota Mopar Minivans who knows way too much about these vans and does way too much to save them. And he usually does that, it seems, when he gets one that doesn't want to turn over. So yeah, that's probably what I'll end up doing. So I'm going to put the spark plugs back in there to keep, dirt and mice from getting in there. And then we'll continue trying to jack this thing up. Tire actually still has some pressure in it, so I'm going to try and air it up a little bit and see if that gets us anywhere. Got 120 pounds in there, so. Taking might explode in my face. A little more might be good, maybe. Kind of hard to tell when it's in the dirt. Okay, that's all I want to put in it. I've been digging for about 45 minutes now. I finally found the rear axle, so that's good. Yeah, that tire's not going to take air. I don't think the other front one will, but the other back one does, so maybe that'll be the next one we try to do this to. One guy on the Chrysler minivan forums, which I'm an unfortunate member of, recommended that I just put it in first gear, or get the motor to turn over, then put it in first gear, take all the plugs out so it has no compression, and then jump the starter and try to pull it out of the hole using the starter. Which, I don't know, if it can do that, that might not be a bad idea. I think that would be a lot for the starter, but it might be possible. So, yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna keep digging and see how long I can dig for before it starts to rain. But we've made a lot of progress, so that's good. Pretty happy with how this side's looking. So I got most of the rear axle uncovered, and I think I'm ready to move on to the other side now. And I'm gonna try to do the same thing. Have to get all these leaves out of the way, but it should be doable. So once we get both the backs, then maybe I'll try to move on to the front, but we'll see if I get there today. Well, I got cut off before I could finish digging out that other side of that van because a torrential downpour came, so I quit. And it's now a beautiful day outside. It's kind of windy, but I have acquired the key for that van. I believe the key for that van. It's the only one in the drawer of keys that was this style. Same style as what that Dakota has, because they're almost the same year. And that ATF has been sitting in the cylinders for probably 3 days now, I think. And here's the battery. So we're gonna see if there's any chance it might try to crank over or if anything works. So this is another project. We'll get to this later. It doesn't need the battery right now, though. This is my carrying case for the three-wheeler. So I'm gonna go down. The Caravan's way back that way. I doubt you really understand how the property is laid out. It's that way. So we gotta go down there. I might try to film that, see if I can film and ride at the same time. Cold start. Alright, looks not all that different than it did the other day. Everything's wetter now. Yeah, I guess see if that key works. If it doesn't, that would be irritating. What are the other ones on here? There's another Chrysler one. I think that's the trunk key for something. Don't know what those other ones are. All right, moment of truth. Oh yeah. I guess that's not the moment of truth. The moment of truth is if it cranks or not. I wouldn't be too surprised if there's a few electrical things we don't have, because yeah, you can see why. There's the negative, there's the positive, so we need it that way. All right, I just hooked it up. You hear that, right? The mice didn't get everything. I don't know why the key's on there. All right, I'm gonna find something to, I'd like to get those terminals knocked on a little better. There's a screwdriver. Throw this in the toolbox. I think this handle is what my grandpa used. I think it was like the valve for the hoist. It was real sticky, and he used this handle to get leverage on it. Perfect. All right. I guess I should take those plugs back out, shouldn't I? We'll just try it. See if I can. Lost ground, that's unsurprising. I mean, look at that connection, that's top tier. I imagine that's going to be all we're getting, probably, with this setup, honestly. See if I can put you somewhere where we can see if it happens to turn at all. Let's see. Oh, hear that? Something's running. Let's see if we have any accessories, just for the fun of it. All right, let's run down the battery a little. The door is ajar. We have no fuel. Like, wipers. No way. Lights? Maybe? Oh, we got one. We got two. We got one headlight. Oh, that's cool. That might be a good thumbnail. I always get encouraged when I see lights on cars. That just means, you know, there's a little bit of a chance. What are the chances this works? It's a station that works. It works. The radio actually works. That is insane. All right, I'm gonna try to crank it one more time. I don't think it's gonna do anything, but I think she's a little locked up. Yeah, I was gonna try to put this where we can see. See the crank down there, kinda? So it seems pretty locked up looking at that footage. Just noticed the snake skin in there. That's interesting. So I'm gonna go find a knife or something that I can maybe use to cut this belt, because there's a pretty good chance this is all, well, I don't know. Let me do some more testing. I've searched this machine shed high and low, and I found 4 contenders: a butter knife, some scissors, paint scraper, and this knife, which I think is our best bet, although it looks like it's been run over and the blade's probably not the best. So I'm just gonna take everything and we'll see if we can get through those belts. All right. Anyway, this is free. I didn't look at this yet. This probably isn't. But see how the belts are all stuck to the pulleys? That would keep it from turning, I think. Haven't gotten through this belt yet. I'm going to, because I'm pretty certain the alternator's locked up. I guess I have a screwdriver. I can test that real quick. Bad sign. Alternator is free. I'll try it again just in case. Oh wait. All right, I just watched back that footage, and I don't know if you saw it, but that crank, it moved just a little bit. Okay, I have a theory. I think the valve train might be locked up. And I think the movement we're getting out of the crank is just the slop in the timing chain. Or not timing chain, timing belt. So, naturally, I don't have any sockets anywhere close to that size, nor the extensions, that I would need to get the valve cover off. So, that'll probably be it for this part. I'm gonna keep digging on these wheels, trying to get it. I can't really get it up out of the ground, so I'm just kind of trying to bring the ground down around it, if that makes any sense. So, this wasn't that long of a, well, I guess it kind of was. This was kind of a long video, but I think of how much we learned, you know? It's not totally seized. We have some electricals, and it's got a good chance, I think. It can't be anything too major. I say that and probably gonna find out like one of the rods is bad or something, I don't know. One of the main bearings is spun. Anyway, I would like to thank you guys for watching. Man, doesn't it look better when it's halfway out of the ground? I want to thank you guys for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Sorry it took so long to make part 2 to that first video. Hopefully the next part will come a little sooner. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next part or the next video.